Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Alternative Theories here. I hope you guys are doing okay. I'm here bringing you back to part 2 of this Sam Raimi Spider-Man series that I've written, this fan fiction. Thank you so much for your support in the first one. If you guys haven't seen it, I recommend watching it and please share it. It's really good. Now, without further ado, welcome to What If Peter Parker Told Harry About His Powers Part 2. The last time we saw these two, Peter revealed himself to Harry, and now the friendship between these two are strong, and now they've become a duo. Now, Peter would be sharing his crime-fighting moments with him, and in this timeline, Harry would still be dating MJ, but instead of keeping it from Peter, he'd open up to him about it, in which Peter would low-key be sad, but reluctantly accept the relationship between the two. And when he approaches MJ the same way he did, he talks to her as she mentions her relationship with Harry, but this time it would be no surprise to Peter since Harry confessed him about it. Peter would still keep his promise to her that he wouldn't tell Harry about her working at the Moon Diner dance, as it wouldn't be his secret to tell. Later, Peter would go to his apartment and he sees Harry struggling with his homework and his father Norman talking about new government contracts. Harry would notice a sad look in Peter's face very quickly. "You okay, man? You look like you got second place in a science fair." No, I was late to work and Dr. Connors fired me." Harry in his new timeline would whisper, "Because of your spider life?" "Yeah, that," says Peter, smirking. "Listen, Peter, I don't know if you've seen the news lately, but something really bad happened, and there was a bombing at Quest Aerospace and many people died, including the general who funded my dad's project died in that explosion too. And I eavesdropped on this conversation, and his people think that the mysterious man who stole the glider from Oscorp might have something to do with it. But at the moment it's just a theory. The police, any investigator just can't make heads or tails of it." Just as Peter was about to say something, Norman interrupts him and asks him about the mysterious woman Harry has been seeing. Peter jokingly goes along about not knowing who she is, but would look into the Quest Aerospace matter later on and will find out who was responsible for those innocent lives. Peter in this timeline would still be a photographer for the Daily Bugle and would take pictures of Spider-Man to make money and while fighting crime, and would capture criminals like Matt Gorgon and Alex O'Haron. And JJ would still run out Spider-Man as a menace to society, and in his papers would title Spider-Man, Hero or Menace. And like in the original timeline, Norman would still lose control over Oscorp as his own board and people turn against him. Later, in the World Unity, Peter would be taking pictures of the entire fest and the people, and would see Daily Bugle papers fronting out Spider-Man as a menace to the city. Upset at this, Peter walks away and takes pictures of the heads of Oscorp and would catch Harry and MJ in that same balcony. Harry would look down and wave at Peter and smile, and so would MJ. Peter would wave back too. Then suddenly his spider senses goes off as he looks to see where the pending danger is coming from. Then he suddenly sees a man riding a glider in the skies and throwing bombs coming towards the parade. Everyone suddenly turns their attention to it, even one of the heads of Oscorp. Clueless but takes a closer look and realizes that man is riding on their stolen glider. Harry, overhearing Mr. Belkin saying it was the same glider that was stolen, he speed dials Peters and tells him that man in the sky is the one who stole from his father's tech. "Pete, that guy I told you about, he stole from my father's equipment and who was responsible for the death of one of the army generals who knew my dad. That's him. It's gotta be. But who is this guy? I don't know, but I need to stop him before he hurts or kills anyone. Get MJ and the heads of Oscorp out of that balcony, cause I have a feeling it might have something to do with them." "Alright, good luck, Peter. Be careful." "I will." As Parker hangs up the phone, he runs into a nearby alley and suits up earlier in this timeline and readying himself to face the green-suited figure. And in this timeline, Peter wouldn't need to save MJ since she and Harry are out of danger, but some of the heads, like Max, is dead from the explosion in the balcony. Mr. Belkin is the only remaining as he tries to escape. The Goblin cuts his way out with a pumpkin bomb, and in this time, Mr. Belkin is the one who's in danger, not MJ, who was taken to safety earlier in the events by Harry. Then, the green-suited figure lets out an evil laugh and shouts out, "Out, am I?" as he reveals himself as the Green Goblin. "Hello, Belkin, you snake. Who are you?" Why did you steal from us? Just as the goblin was about to throw a flash vaporizing pumpkin bomb, Spider-Man quickly whips it to the pumpkin bomb, swings it around, and throws it at the goblin, knocking him off his glider. He whips down there and he sees the goblin bleeding a bit and his armor a little torn up, but knocking cops out of the way. As Spidey tried to land a punch, the goblin blocks it and tries to kick him, but Spidey blocks it. In this alternate fight, he roundhouses the goblin in the face, knocking him across the fair. His glider was destroyed, but he calls his second one on standby. As he gets on his glider, he tries to shoot Spidey down with his glider's machine gun, but it was no use. Spider-Man was just too fast. He webs himself out of there and goes up and lands on one of the big air balloons to go save the last head of Oscorp, who was almost going to fall to his death as he jumps to the balcony. Suddenly, his spider senses goes off as he sees the goblin charging towards him. He air dodges the attack by backflipping in the air higher. He then webs the goblin towards him and kicks him in the wall, smashing the windows and landing on the balcony hard. Spidey lands as well. The goblin quickly gets up and tries to tackle the web hit from behind. His spider sense goes off as he turns around. He sees him coming and Spidey dodges it, webs the goblin close to him, and lets out a very powerful punch, breaking his mask in half, where Spidey could only see a small glimpse of his face as he fell off the edge. As Spidey was going to save him, he sees the goblin riding off and shouts out, "We'll meet again, Spider-Man!" Well, guys, that's the end of part 2. Please like and subscribe and tell me what I can do to improve my videos. I'm always open to suggestions. And I'm so sorry if you found my Green Goblin voice so ridiculous. You have to believe me. I was like, should I turn the sound effects or not? So I just thought, you know what, I'll just give it a shot. And if you guys think it's bad, I'll just try to find a Green Goblin's generic voice and just use it from there. But please like and subscribe, share this video. I really hope you like it. I'm so sorry this took so long. I've been working a lot and dealing with a lot of things, but I'll try to have part 3 out as soon as I can, guys. Please share this video. Tell me how I can do to improve my videos. I hope you guys are having a nice day and keep your heads up. I know it's a tough life, but we can make it through.